Good morning, Thursday, October 9th. We're about to hit the coffee and lock in for the workday, but just doing a quick morning check-in. Sleep score going up right here. Slept pretty good last night. Feeling rested, feeling recharged. The workouts this week have been hard so far. We had a long mountain bike ride, we had a long run, and we had a really solid leg day. And so I'm stoked to see that HRV is balanced. I'm sleeping well because from here, the workouts this week really only get easier. With the exception of that one more 5 mile run, everything else is super mellow. So I'm going to end this week feeling nice and recharged as long as my sleep stays consistent and I don't end up overdoing it. Let's hit the coffee. We've got some work to do, and then we're going to go hit our workout later today. You already know what time it is. Health. So that was a long day at work. Everything broke as soon as we tried to do the new process. That's okay, but it's like me and one other guy that are dealing with all of it. So longer than usual day. I need to head to the gym. It's time to get the workouts in.
We're back on the running path. Rock in view. I always feel good when I run down here. Maybe it's just the distance, not going as far, or maybe it's the fact that it's mostly flat. But I'm feeling really good on this run. Heart rate is in control. Pace is good. We're just cruising along. It'll be a good little workout to shake out the legs from yesterday's leg workout. So I'm ready for my 5 mile run later this week. And it's prepping me to go to the gym right now. So when I get home, I'll eat a quick snack, something just to refuel me, and then I'm off for my shoulder day.
Run finished, snack in tow, yogurt, blueberries, banana, granola, and then we've got this maple syrup from Canada that I've just been drizzling into it, and it is fire. So gonna pound this down, head off to the gym, shoulder sesh, and then home for some dinner and to just relax.
Okay, today's shoulder workout. Shoulders are one of those muscle groups that I've always had a tough time with, and even looking back on this footage of myself doing overhead press, it doesn't look quite like how I want it to. So I've definitely got some tweaks that I have to make in my form. Additionally, I was thinking about maybe getting some wrist straps because I've been tweaking my right wrist on shoulder press and bench days, and I would love to have a little bit of additional support. Maybe that's something that I can just work on strengthening, but I think it'd be nice to have that extra support anyways, because I tend to have issues when it comes to mountain biking or playing tennis or any of these things. My wrist definitely gets aggravated. Getting into the set here, we are on the 5x3 week, so 95 pounds to start out with, going up to 110, and then my final set was 125 pounds, and honestly, I was really struggling with that set of 110. When I went to 125, I wasn't 100% certain if this was going to go, and I failed on rep number 4. So what that means is going into the next 5-3-1 cycle, at least on shoulders, I'm going to maintain this weight and see if I can push through that plateau. So a little bit of a bummer, but that's what's to be expected, and that's why the 5-3-1 is such a great program, is because it allows for that flexibility. Went over to the shoulder press afterwards. I thought this angle was kind of funny. You can see my pain face here. I've got a really hard time not making pain face. You just sort of struggle through even if the weight isn't super heavy. This one was 120 by 8. I think next week I'm either going to up the weight and do less reps or lower the weight and do more reps. I'll probably aim on the side of lower reps because I think it'll ultimately help with my shoulder press, but more to come. Going into my next exercise, I've been doing these upright rows for a while now. I was doing them on the Smith machine for a little bit of support, but it was kind of hurting my wrists. I've been having some issues with that, and I was getting this weird clicking as I went to the top of the motion. So I went back to free weights. This is 110 pounds, and I did 3 sets of 10 with this sort of fixed barbell. It feels really good. The reason why I ended up doing it on the Smith machine was because of a recommendation from a friend and because I was feeling some weird tweaking in my shoulder, but going back now, it feels pretty good. Going into my shoulder flies, I was actually really happy with my form here. Looking from behind, I've made some adjustments where, I'm letting the dumbbells go in front of my body to try to get a little bit more stretch, and then I'm pulling back as I'm going up for the fly motion. It's a little bit more fatiguing. I'm still doing lighter weight on these. This is 15 pounds, but I might end up going up to 20 pounds if it continues to feel good. I definitely felt fatigued and tired in my shoulders after these sets, whereas a lot of times I can usually just bust out shoulder flies and not really feel too tired at the end. Last exercise is these face pulls here. These rear delts really just have to hit them really solidly, really focusing on the stretch at the end of the movement there and then pulling up fast. I was doing 70 pounds with these, which felt pretty good. I've sort of gone back and forth between lowering the weight because I feel like the heavier weight pulls me forward and upping the weight because the lower weight feels too light. So 70 pounds this week. This one is going to change over time.
Well, the goal was to get out before 7. I was hoping by 6. It is currently 6:30, so split the difference, I guess. It was a really good workout, but the issue is I'm kind of in the old guy social scene at the gym, which basically means that if I start talking to one of them, I'm pretty much locked in for about 20 minutes. And if I'm talking to one of them, chances are that'll roll over into a conversation with another one of them. And that's pretty much exactly what happened today. I got talking with the owner of the gym for maybe like 20 minutes. And then as soon as I left, I ran into a guy that I know who is into backcountry skiing. He's a retired orthopedic surgeon. That sounds like a decent backcountry skiing partner to me. And I'm sort of running low on people with disposable income and lots of free time and skill to go backcountry skiing with. So there's that, which is cool. So I talked to him for a little bit. That ended up in a conversation with this guy named Kevin, who's got a local hiking club that we went with for a full moon hike a couple months back. So yeah, that was a solid chunk of time just in conversation spent at the gym. It gave me some good time to rest between sets, I suppose. But overall, the workout went really well. Shoulders are tough for me, right? It's a weak point. I don't feel super strong when it comes to my shoulders, and I'm not sure if it's like a form thing or if it's a mental thing. I'm sure I've got stuff to work on. I mean, if I watch back the videos, there's definitely some things that I can work on for my shoulder press. Even like the machine, I just feel like I'm doing weird things, like my shoulders aren't exactly even, and I haven't really been progressing. That being said, I did run before my shoulder day, and usually I do cardio on my shoulder and chest day. And so that's me intentionally not prioritizing those lifts, where I am prioritizing deadlift and squat because those happen on non-running days. So that's a huge factor in that too. You know, going into those workouts fatigued, there's definitely going to be an element of not performing maximally. What are you going to do? You know, I'll take what I can take.
That smells so fucking good, man.
Yeah.
Let's take a look back at the week. So checking in on the workout tracker here. Today was Thursday and I hit my workout. We did the shoulder press and then the 3.5 mile run. Week is going well despite a rough start where we ended up, doing everything in reverse. Everything's felt great. I'm sleeping well. I'm recovering from my workouts. I feel like I've got energy and I'm excited to go into the gym and go out for my runs. So just going to keep at it, keep moving forward. Looking forward to this weekend and even my long run on Saturday. So A lot of exciting stuff coming up. I'm actually going out sailing this weekend too, so I'll have some cool footage from that. So the weekend is going to be really great. We'll check in for Friday's video and keep things moving.